Hey all you Pokemon fans, my name is PokemonRumbler, and this is my first video on my channel, so I'm kind of excited. So if I have some mumbling issues, I'm sorry, I'm just really excited. Alright, so here's the rundown of my team. I have my Focus Sash, Sticky Web, Max Speed, Max Special Attack Galvantula, just to throw off the Sticky Web at the very beginning, because I do want to survive a priority Brave Bird at the beginning of the battle if he were to send out his Talonflame first, which he might. I don't know, you're gonna have to see. But anyway, so, and I also have my specially defensive Wash Rotom, which is overpowered as fuck if you already know, and Porygon, which is annoying as fuck, with Eviolite, which is my special tank. I have a couple of special tanks. And my Speed Boost Sharpedo, my Choice Scarf Ditto, my Sharpedo has Life Orb, and my Gale Wings Talonflame. Now, I think the biggest threat on his team were his Gyarados and Aegislash. But, and if you look on his team, he has 3 potential Mega Pokemon, but he chooses only one, and you'll see in this battle that it's, it'll be pretty interesting once you find out. But my Sharpedo and my Ditto really didn't do much in this game. I hope you know in the near future when you watch this. Sorry about the bad recording, I do not have a capture card. So he sends out his Talonflame, which I kind of figured, so I send out my Aragog, my Galvantula, just, you know, throw up the Sticky Web. So this guy has a YouTube channel, search it up, Joey Fontaine. He's alright, I guess. This is my first Wi-Fi battle. Alright, so he Flare Blitzed me. And see, I have that Focus Sash. So I didn't think he had Gale Wings just because he used Flare Blitz. So I decided to stay in to see if I could Thunder him. But he does have Gale Wings, of course. Why wouldn't you run a Gale Wings set? But he also doesn't have Choice Band, which my Talonflame does. So he's not going to deal as much damage later on. And so I send out my Dr. Suds. He decides to switch out into his Gyarados. Now, straight off the bat, he's going to get the Intimidate off. Not only that, I'm going to Thunder Wave him, predicting the switch. And so that's a slow ass Gyarados. And now the next turn, he's going to Mega Evolve. Like I said, he has 3 potential Megas on his team, and he decides to use it on Gyarados, which is fine by me. It takes his resistance to electric type attacks down from 4 to 2. So I use Volt Switch to get myself out of there, deal some decent damage. I do almost half. While he's still paralyzed, I go back and I send out my Maverick, which is my Talonflame, to dodge the Earthquake, since I knew since Mold Breaker was active he was going to hit me. So I do have Gale Wings, and I were to priority Brave Bird and Choice Band, you know, insta knockout. So I take a little bit of recoil damage from that, that's totally fine. So he sends out his Wash Rotom, and I knew I wasn't going to survive any attack from that. So I decided to switch out and go into my Wash Rotom, and it gets kind of funny right here. He uses Hydro Pump, because I did switch out predicting the Hydro Pump. And I have leftovers. I think he has Choice Scarf. No, I'm sorry, he has Choice Specs. So he switches out into his Aegislash, and I thought this was pretty funny, so because randomly, out of the blue, I decided to Will-O-Wisp, and you'll see later on in the battle that me Will-O-Wisping the Aegislash, biggest game changer ever. I did not predict this at all. I just got straight up lucky. So, thinking this Aegislash, I know he has leftovers. So I decided to Volt Switch out to see what he's going to do, because I'm pretty sure, because I find out he's a physical attacking Aegislash, so he's just going to set up SD, and this guy honestly was the most annoying of all of his Pokemon. And my R2-P2, my Porygon, you know, freaking, this guy's not going down without a fight. So he uses King Shield. And I've done a whole bunch of over predictions, so I didn't predict the King Shield. I predicted another sword stand. So after he sword stance and king shield, I decide I want to switch out into my wash rotom because I know he's gonna attack this turn, and I know he's gonna sacred sword or something. So, and which he does. He does switch into blade form and sacred swords me, and the damage just got eaten up. Look at that. Dr. Sud's doing work. Also with the leftovers, gain 10 health per turn. It's nice, nice. And while he's taking residual damage from the burn, while also gaining the leftovers health, which isn't gonna help him. So he sends out his Mawile, which gets caught in my sticky web, and I decide to. I don't remember. I think yeah. I decided to volt switch just to do some damage. Because I kind of figured he was King Shield, but I didn't, you know. So I send out my Sharkeisha, which is my Sharpedo, and he decides to switch out and go into his Wash Rotom. I don't know why, but I protected, even though I was faster, but I was afraid to get Sucker Punched or something. I don't know. This guy's really frail. So I switch out into my R2P2 to see what move he's gonna use. So I trace his Levitate, and this was actually really good, so now I can dodge any incoming ground types. So he T-bolts me, yeah, so I'm guessing he's Choice Scarf, because that's doing too much damage to my specially defensive Porygon. And I discharge, I deal a little bit of damage, and so right here I decide to recover. I'm gonna stall him out as much as I could, but next turn he's gonna decide to stay in with a Thunderbolt, and since he's pretty tanky, I'm gonna Toxic him so he takes a decent amount of damage. Since he doesn't have leftovers, he's gonna get taken out by poison damage very soon. So in this turn, he decides to switch out into his Garchomp, which I find pretty funny since, you know, this could have been his Mega and he could have done a lot more, because that Mega Gyarados didn't do anything, and this Garchomp could have done a lot more. So he does a decent amount of damage, I guess. Not really. I have an EVOI and I'm defensive, and you know, I'm bulky as fuck. So I reveal I have Ice Beam and I take him down cleanly. And tracing the Levitate, I dodge his Earthquake, but I predicted the switch, and you know, that didn't work. So he goes for another Rock Slide, and I flinch. I can't believe I flinched. So he tries to get the poison on me, and so I'm just like, nah, you're gonna get Ice Beam, and you're gonna die. So that's a dead Garchomp right there. Look at that. But now he sends out this Mawile, which was honestly really useless on his team. So just the Intimidate tosses are just, they don't even work. So I discharge and I take out a Mawile. This, so far it was just an easy run. So he sends out his Aegislash, and this is just, after this turn it's just me stalling him out, him stalling me out kind of deal. I switch into my Ditto. Ooh, me? And so I, you know, get the Imposter off. And yeah, this is just the time where nothing really happens except him spamming the King Shield, and my Ditto can't do anything. My Ditto is really, like, no joke, useless. So I Shadow Sneak and I get the attack drop, and this Ditto is Choice Scarf, so it's really vital that I have some damage. So look at this, he's taking residual damage from the burn. While that's happening, I'm switching into my Maverick, and when he does that, he sets up the Sword Stance. And I'm like, okay, so while he's setting up, he knows I'm gonna attack. So I decide, thinking that he was gonna King Shield, but I knew he was, I decide to Roost, but since I am choice banded, that's the only thing I can use for that turn. So while I'm stalling him out, kinda, the burn is doing more damage than he's gaining health from the leftovers. So he drops into the red zone, and I switch out into my Ditto, which again that did nothing the whole battle. So he's just gonna imposter, and he's gonna king shield, which I don't know why he king shielded, because I kind of figured he'd think I was choice banded and gone for another sword dance. But you know, he's pretty stupid. So I king shield, just seeing if he would attack. But no, he sets up another sword dance. Now, while I'm stalling him out, waiting for the burn to take him, he's setting up for one attack, and that'll be the only attack he'll be able to land. So I decide to switch out into my Porygon, and this is where it gets funny. He switches stances and he uses Shadow Sneak, and of course it doesn't affect my R2-P2. While he's gaining that little bit of health with the leftovers, it's going all the way with that burner. Look at that. And then, so that's a dead Aegislash. Bye bye. And it's getting towards the end of the battle. He's sending out his Talonflame, and this was kind of like a little stalling point too. Like, this is where me and him would just go head to head. So he goes for a priority Brave Bird. Nah, I don't care. Look at that. I love the 3DS graphics, man. Alright, so while he's taking damage from the recoil, I'm gonna recover my health, and almost a full HP I am. He decides to roost. This is where we just start stalling each other out, but in this turn I decide to discharge him to try to see if I can get the Parallax on him, and which I do, but the item he's holding is a Lumberry. So while that's one Lumberry gone, he's going to set up for a Swords Dance. And I'm just going to keep using Discharge to try to get more paralyzed hacks on him. And that does clean damage. Clean damage. This guy has hardly any special attack investment at all. So he decides to roost, and I'm just going to keep discharging my heart out. Still doing some clean damage. He's going to roost. And I'm just getting really annoyed at this point, so I'm just going to discharge one more time. And that takes him down to a little above half, getting the paralyzed. And he decides to Brave Bird. Now the thing is, this is Brave Bird. Just watch the recoil go down a little bit. He does okay damage to me. He goes down to below half, which gives me an opportunity to take him out with one more discharge, and that's a dead Firebird. And that's basically game right now. All he has is Rotom, and this is pretty funny. He Hydro Pumps and misses, and I discharge. And knowing that he can't do anything else, he forfeits. So that was a good game, Joey Fontaine. If you like this video, just hit the like button, subscribe, comment, do whatever. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your dog. Hoping to upload more battle spot videos. I do battle spots. I do battle spot videos. So I'll be sure to upload in the near future. See you guys.